Okay, cool. Here we are. It's been a while. Gotta wait a little bit for everything to load, and then we'll get right into it. I wasn't originally going to rank all the bosses, but I saw the Actman put out a video ranking the DLC bosses, and I disagree with him vehemently. Well, not like vehemently, but quite a bit. Also, I need to add a new... Hang on. Add row below. Cool. And it needs to be called... I did not fight. And what color should it be? It should be like gray. There we go. Anything I just didn't fight. Why? What am I? Never do that. I don't need to hear that right now. I was in the middle of something. I was talking. Suddenly I'm getting, you know, my brain is fried. Oh look, YouTube probably changed their API because I'm not getting view totals. That's fun. It's fine. I do need to have this open though so I can moderate this chat. And I need Twitch so I can moderate its chat. Oh, you get banner ads on Twitch now? That's fun. Okay, anyway. Back to the thing. Let's get started. And I guess we'll just go in order. This heavily weighted for the DLC first, but that's okay. Well, in order for me, there's a whole thing that... Why am I getting spell checked? Why is that not... okay, whatever. It'll be white. And I'll spell it out so it's not confusing. Cool. Okay. Also, a brief explainer before I continue. I have not streamed in 2 weeks. Because I was very burnt out. It turns out I tried stopping to avoid burning out, but I was too late. So the last 2 weeks have just been me doing miscellaneous things like painting my dining room table to be a fantasy map, or painting miniatures for D&D and other board games. It's been a lot of painting, really. But anyway. Anyway, this will be the start of the video when I make a full video. It's this one. Bam. Video. Also, I should note, I did not beat, what's his name? The Radon, the final boss for the DLC. And I might not. I might just never do that. I have acquired my cat. He would like to say hi. You want to say hi? Or do you just want to sit there and look stupid? Say hi. What do you say? You can't talk if you're not on mic. Sorry. You're trying to talk not on mic and I don't like it. You go behave? Oh, he's getting eepy. He's taking a little snooze in my arms right now. It's very adorable. Are you so sleepy? Oh, Audie. He's okay. You're so adorable. Okay. Time to go. Scratch me. Well, now that I've sufficiently covered myself in cat hair, let's begin. So it's a bit hard to see, but the... This cat's got great timing. So the first fight is the Ancestral Spirit. I'm trying to think back to fighting that one. It was pretty easy. Both of them were. The moveset was cool. The arena was really cool. Getting to it was cool. Yeah, I'll give it an A. Second is Astel. Astel wasn't bad. I think I first tried it. It wasn't good. Oh, hey, wait. Let's restart so I can clarify something. So I played the game as a spellcaster, as a mage. And that is going to significantly change my tier list, because some things are significantly simpler for mages and some things are very, very, very difficult for mages. Mostly the whole DLC. So, anyway. Let's go back to this. So, the Ancestral Spirit is an A. Astel, not bad. Not, I wouldn't say it was good. I wouldn't want to fight it again. Like, I'd refight the Ancestral Spirit. That boss is fun. So I'll give it a C. Bale. So for vibes, just on vibes alone, Bale is S. But I really dislike large, like, bulky bosses that just move at ridiculous speeds. Because what's the point? They're a lot. So I've been convinced. I was, you know, thinking back on this, and originally I would have put Bale at D. But simply because Egon is so badass, and because the design is cool, and because getting to the boss arena is cool, I'll give it an A. Gaius. Oh. If you take Gaius's charge attack away, it is, I think, an S tier fight. With the charge attack and needing to have items put in place so that you can actually dodge it. Because remember, I'm playing as a caster, so I can't just put up a great shield and hope it works. The medium shield does not cut it. You definitely need special items, which if you don't have, it is basically impossible to beat this boss, so without respecking. Put it at B. Put it at B. Because otherwise it was fun. Oh, which guy is this? Is this Nile or the other one? I think this is the Frost Commander guy, the guy in the Frost place. So I'll rank that one. They don't have names on them. Although he has the banner here. Did Frost guy have a banner? Yeah, I'll just rank it. So this is the one you fight in Castle Sol then. I've played this fight twice. Once as a bad build, and I had a lot of trouble with it. But after realizing that you're supposed to target the shades first, or not the shades, the spirits first, much easier. So, but it also wasn't very impressive. It's a cool concept. I don't know, I'll give it a B. I don't know who this is. I probably did fight them, but I don't remember it. So I'm gonna stick it and did not fight. The Divine Beast Dancing Lion was so cool. Is it in S? Is it in S? It's such a cool boss. Okay, hang on. It's going in S, but for one reason that puts it above every other boss in the game, which is the soundtrack for Divine Beast Dancing Lion is definitively the best. Oh, hang on. Did we get... Okay. This was on Twitch. Hang on, I gotta go fix something. Look, a first-time chat that is selling something. Oh. Ooh. Oh, banned forever, you say? I'm banned forever. Okay, anyway. Yeah, I was just not looking at my panel over here. The soundtrack for Divine Beast Dancing Lion is so good. It is fantastic. It is... I listened to just that track because I think it's so rad. There's no other soundtrack in the whole game that I really listened to outside of that. In like Dark Souls 3, you know, you had Soul of Cinder was really good. I mean, a lot of Dark Souls 3 soundtrack was good. I think a lot of Elden Rings, besides like the main theme in this Divine Beast Dancing Lion, was pretty bland. I mean, you know, it's thematic, it's atmospheric, it's supposed to fit the vibe. But as far as something I'd actually want to listen to, like the song from the Divine Beast Dancing Lion fight gets me fucking hyped. So that's something a song you listen to in the morning when you're like a half an hour behind. This is the dragon guy you fight in the swamp, right? Swamp dragon? Not memorable in the slightest. No impact. I'm putting it in D. I'll save F for stuff that's like atrocious. Ooh, someone's got a fancy car out. Placidus Axe. Same thing with the whole like big clunky boss that is, you know, basically like a mansion with a Corvette engine. It will fucking kill you. The lore for Placidus Axe though goes hard, so also getting to it's really atmospheric. I'm gonna put it at B. Elden Beast ruined the Radigan fight for me. Its lore is underdeveloped. Big clunky hitbox. I mean, this Elden Beast is ticking all of the boxes for this is just not fun or worth my time, so I'm putting it in F. The first to fall. This is the Bell-Bearing Hunter. So I think for a mage build, it's not very fun, but for a regular like melee build, I'm thinking martial because I've been playing D&D so much, or I've been prepping D&D so much, not so much playing. Getting schedules to work out's a nightmare. The It's really fun to fight this boss melee. I'm putting it in A. I'm a big fan of characters or boss fights with characters who are the same stature as the player, or similar at least, because it feels like an actual fight rather than like, I don't want to go stab a building. Well, I don't want to stab a person either, but if I had to pick, stabbing a building is much weirder and like less intuitive. Which brings me to the fire giant. It's a cool concept. The tracking fire things that are difficult to figure out when you to dodge them is strange. Don't like that so much. And I'll put it at C. It is memorable, which is why it's above D. But I think it's definitely D tier mechanics with a memorable facade. I remember Godfrey being badass when I fought at Melee. It was anticlimactic fighting it with an int build, so I'll put it at A. I think it's solid A. Godskin Duo. They were so weak by the time I got to them. I mean, they died real easy. I don't want to put them at C. I know a lot of people hate this boss. They think it's like poorly designed. And I would agree if they didn't immediately get vaporized and then have to respawn and then get vaporized 6 times, so I'm just gonna put him at... I'm gonna put him at C, pretty mid. Oh, the Godskin Noble. That fight was tough. And it was rewarding. And it almost caused me some sort of like adrenaline issue. I think I nearly threw up or passed out or something after fighting it, because I had like a weird adrenaline spike. Oh, the roll attack is garbage, but it is memorable for being the way it is, in a way that its counterpart is not. I'm gonna put it at A, surprisingly. Let's rank its brother. Where's this brother at? It is down here, is it not? Oh. Oh no, I guess it's very missable. Okay. Am I allowed to back up? Okay. The hippopotamus from the DLC is just kind of poorly designed. It's also not very fun. It's just a big hitbox that runs funny. It's got like Looney Tunes energy. So I'm gonna put it at F. So why did this need to be here? Why is there a hippopotamus inside of a keep? It's like, it's not even at the ground floor of a keep. It's like up in the rafters. Who puts an elephant in the rafters? Or a hippo? What's like a porcupine hippo? I don't know. Horaloo is badass. And his fight's cool. And he kills a lion. And he's like very protective of his brothers. Or of his kids. Yeah, his kids. Even though technically America's like, don't be nice to them because they've got funny horns. He's like, no, they're okay. They're chill. And that's pretty rad. The fight itself, I was fighting at ranged, so my view is a bit skewed on it. But I think it's too cool not to be an S. Okay, I mean, I guess we'll get it all the way now. The Needle Knight Leda fight, which is this one, is my favorite FromSoft. It's my favorite boss fight I've ever done in my whole life. I was thinking back on it, and it's just so cool. That fight. It's like, all of the other ones, it's like a tiny little insignificant thing fighting like some abstract horror or monstrosity, apart from a few fights here that you don't really know. But like this fight, you've done a full quest with all of these characters that you're fighting, and they've all chosen their own sides. Now granted, if you fight this boss with without doing all the quests first, it's probably not as fun. But I did all the quests first accidentally, not knowing that this fight existed, and it was excellent. It was so good. And like figuring out exactly how to counter everyone and like time in what order different characters would come out to fight, and like knowing when certain people needed to be dead so that you weren't getting overwhelmed later on was so rewarding. And none of them were like giant clumsy hitboxes. It was so good. If there were more fights like this in the DLC, I would have rated the DLC higher, which I've not done yet. But I will. I'm a little nervous for that one because people have opinions. And people get very upset about their opinions. Okay, back to the base game. The Leonin Misbegotten. So you find this in the Weeping Peninsula. It is supposed to be the first boss of the game, because you're supposed to go to the Weeping Peninsula first. Although it's weird because the signs tell you to go north, and then you need to go north and realize it's too tough and go south. So most people won't just go fight this, but it is technically the first boss you're supposed to kill. What songs do I have? I'm trying to think back to having fought it. It was fun. It was tough. Fighting it as a caster. Fighting it as a martial build was pretty easy. But yeah, caster was fun. I think as an introductory boss, I think it's pretty decent. If this had replaced the tutorial boss, I think that would have been okay. It's certainly not an A tier. It's not like... I'll put it at B. This boss, I don't know what this guy is. What are you? Is this Senesax? Or is this one of the other dragons? I don't know. Most of the dragon fights I did not enjoy. So I'm just going to put this at like... I'm assuming it's Senesax. I'm putting this at C. All of the same complaints. It's a big hitbox that moves too fast. FromSoft is just always not great at hitboxes, and managing when things are supposed to be what they are and how fast they're moving is not their strong suit. I don't know what this boss is. So... hang on, let me find this out. Oh, Loretta. Right. Loretta's cool, I guess. Oh, there's actually, I can check here. Okay, so yeah, that is Commander Nile that I was looking at before, and this is Lich Dragon Fortisex. I did not fight that. Loretta was a good fight. I think it goes in A. It's just a fun enemy to fight. The worm I did not fight. I skipped that area. Malakath is cool. It didn't feel like I ever had to really engage him all that much. There wasn't a super big back and forth. Really, it had really cool dodging though, which was good footage. I'll put it A. Margit is an S. Clearly, that fight is just really solidly designed. It's the first one you fight, so it's not too difficult, and it's designed to be fought with the chippier weapons. Which, like, later in the game, you're expected to use haymakers for every attack. Because the boss health pool is so high. But for Margit, it's low enough that, you know, you can just fight it like normal. Pretty great. You guys are not gonna like this. The Mesmer fight was good. Mechanically, it was interesting. It never felt like... Mesmer never came off like an important character, despite being the biggest character in the DLC, supposedly, besides Mikola. He never seemed important, ever. Like, he just kind of sat in his room and pouted. And then you got there and he was like, yeah, this whole Golden Order thing's not for me. And then he took out his little rune that kept him from going berserk. And then he did that, and it wasn't really that much more difficult. The setting was pretty boring. The fight to get there was pretty boring. And I just kind of missed expectations, maybe? I feel like that's fair to say, right? Missed expectations. I don't want to put it at... I'm putting it at B. I don't know how to pronounce the name of this boss. I think it's like Mether or something. But I don't actually know. Regardless, it's going in F. It's not memorable. It's big hitbox McGee. I don't know. For something that should have been the pinnacle of of being an int build, like going to the place where this all started and finding the thing that is the best creature in the universe at predicting the stars. And it's just like weird finger. Yeah, why? Why did they do that? Okay, Mira. Mira was cool. It's not an S tier. I don't think it's an A tier. I want to put it in B. Just because it's an important character that did not get the light it deserved. And the area that you find it in is really boring. I mean, I guess the dungeon is okay, but... meh. It's just meh. This is incredibly subjective, depending on what build you play. So I think it's bad design. It's also... it just unlocks an item. I'm putting it in D. Actually, you know what? They had a cool thing, which is like, what if the player had to fight themselves? Of course, it doesn't really work, but C for effort. Moog, I'll put it B. because when I played as an int build, he died instantly. And when I played as a martial build, I couldn't really deal him any damage. I think it's because I fought him too early. Definitely not objective on that boss. I'm putting it at C. We're gonna save this for the end. Because I haven't finished that fight yet. Beatrice at night. It's such a bad fight. You have to fight through the worst dungeon in the game to get to a boss that's not guarding anything. That is, at the same time, strange and overpowered. Not even overpowered. Just difficult to read. The horse can hit you from behind, so you literally can't dodge it. Like that, you have no opportunity to react. I beat it on accident, so I'm putting it in F. Radigan is insanely fun to fight as a sorcerer, because unless you're playing with really high decks, you don't have the you can't cast haymaker spells, so you have to do chip damage on them. Which chip damage is like doing a 25th of its health instead of an 1/8. And it was very fun. Actually, like figuring out how this boss functioned, really cool. The Red Wolf of Radigan, the one in the library. No, not the library. The council room or whatever the hell it is. This fight's cool. I fought it both as a melee and mage. I think it's a solid S fight. Definitely fun. Ancestor Spirit. That one put up more of a fight. I'm gonna drop this one down to B. This one's just a bit more fun than the previous one, just because it's mechanically a bit more interesting. Oh. Getting attacked by a gnat. Let me check and make sure I had those bosses. Yeah, the Regal Ancestor Spirit. Rolana, not to be confused with Renala. A lot of people didn't like it. I liked it. I thought it was good. Putting it at A. I think it's high A. I think it's like up here. Along with Loretta. Bale's definitely lower A. I guess I'm going to organize some of this inside the tier. I'd definitely rather fight Bale than this. I'd rather fight Malekith than Bale. I think this is more accurate. I guess we'll clean this up too. S for sure. Actually, like this. I like this. And then Gaius makes sense to go first. Is this right? I definitely put Placidus X down here. I think this ranking would go like this. Nah, Astel's dumb. Put him first. There we go. And then what is the top tier of F? So the worst one's down here, right? I actually think this is a pretty fair ranking. Okay, so now it's like in order left to right. Okay, next is Renala of the Full Moon. Very cool boss. Put it at S, because I fought it, and it's good. Having 2 phases and having the second phase summon monsters is really cool. Having the first phase be a puzzle is cool. Is it the best, like, fight on the planet? Is it the most compelling? No, it's not the most of any of that, but it's certainly thematic. It is certainly interesting. The arena's cool. I think it's fun. Romana. Ooh, look at that. Romana's going at F. Why does they didn't need to put this in the game. One, I'm surprised it passed playtesting. Because it's so difficult to see what's going on. Well, I can see how a boss like this would pass white box testing. I mean, white and black box testing is typically for security, but if we're just playtesting it, we want to make sure that not only devs are testing it, because devs know mechanically how things are working. As a player, it was so difficult to tell what part of this boss was actually going to be attacking you or dealing damage. It just wasn't very fun. Oh, we need more music. Loretta. First Loretta. The one we fight as a ghost. It's a bit less compelling. I'd put it down here. In B. Is it worse than Mesmer? It's definitely better than Placidus Axe. More fun. Definitely more fun than Leonin. We'll put Commander Nile down here. Okay, I'm going to save this because I have deep thoughts on that boss as well. Next is Godric. Godric's a classic. Is it the best designed fight in the world? No. Is it a giant hitbox that moves at Mach 10? A little bit. Oh, this is Moog from the cave. I didn't fight Moog in the cave. I fought this Moog. Yeah, I don't know what cave Moog was about. Or dungeon Moog. Godric is top of A. 100%. It's a very solid fight. We're gonna save my thoughts on that one. Next is Morgott. Morgott's going in S. I think it's gonna be up here. It's such a solid fight. Also, I'm putting Renala of Full Moon above Horlu. Cave Moog is just Phase 1 Moog. Oh, also, welcome back. I haven't seen you in a while. Poyo. If it's just Phase 1 Moog, then I'm also going to stick it in Did Not Fight, because I did not fight Phase 1 Moog. He died immediately. Also, I think I'm going to disable on-screen chat for editing purposes today. Sorry about that. I will still see things, and people in chat will still see them, but VOD watchers will not. Because I need to actually edit this into a video at some point. And I haven't figured out how to send 2 different videos I feel like that do strange things on my PC. One day I'll figure that out. Okay, now we've got first Radon. Radon of the first time you fight him. So it's a big clunky hitbox that moves very fast, which I don't like. But you get to fight it with friends. And fighting bosses with friends, real or imaginary, is very fun. So, it's going in... It'll go... Okay, it's fun. Is it more fun than fighting Bale? Yes. Is it more fun than fighting Godfrey? A little bit. I'm gonna put it here. I think that is the correct spot for weak Radon. Rykard, I had the respect for Rykard, so it can't go any higher than C. I'll put it at the top of C. Well, okay, that's not a hard and fast rule, because I'm going to break it in a second, but... fine, it can go in B. But it's not going higher than Placidus X, because I have respect for myself. Very cool boss, very fun. Good gimmick, but a gimmick nonetheless. So I don't like it. But I do like it. It's in B despite its flaws. The twin gargoyle fight is just a good twin fight. Typically putting bosses in there and just saying like, here's two of them, not very fun. But this one, very interesting. The boss arena is boring, most of it's pretty boring. Would I rather fight this than Loretta? No. Would I rather fight Nile than this? Probably not. So it's going there. That feels fair. Okay, now we've got Melania. I don't know. I can't pronounce their names. There's too many of them. This boss is so cool. Is it the coolest boss? I think just sheer badass points alone is probably number 1 or number 2. It's one attack that didn't feel fair. Wasn't fair. But I'm willing to overlook it just purely on cool points. Cool points alone. Would I rather fight it than... Ah, man, this is tough. I don't know if it goes here or here. I guess I'll put it there. It's really good. Okay. Now I know that I made a whole video. A whole like 20-minute video on how ridiculous this boss is. But in hindsight, I thought that the Flower Man was very fun, and I'd like to fight it again one day. I don't want to put it in S, but I can't lie about my emotions and how I feel. It's gotta go in S. It's not going above Melania. But it's not going above... No, it's gotta go here. Damn it. Okay, fine. It pains me to put that thing that high. It really does. Okay. Now on to the boss that I didn't finish. I have not beaten the end of the DLC. I have not completed it. I have not gotten good. In fact, I've gotten bad because I took 2 weeks off. Phase 1 Radon is cool, if a bit weak. Phase 2 Radon is a bit strong, if not just entirely unfair. And I don't like using the word unfair, but I have trouble tracking things visually. I'm more of a kind of like, you know, gist of the thing kind of guy. A little bit of a master of the vibes more so than the objective visual truth. So having to parse through 30 attacks at once to figure out which one's the real one is not fun. And guess and checking boss attack patterns is not something I like. I'm happy that people like that. I don't. I would have much rather had a boss that was the final boss be something that telegraphed what it was going to do and then did it. Instead of like the weird uncle who like fakes punching you in the face before really punching you in the face. I don't think that's a real example, so don't take that out of context, but or like the playground bully who's like constantly threatening to punch you, and you're just like always like, oh, is that the real one? Is today the day? And then one day it's the day and you're caught off guard. Radon and Mikkel are the high school bullies of, not high school, they're like the elementary school bullies of FromSoft bosses. It also feels dumb. Well, also, besides the hitbox points, the fact that the hitboxes don't line up very well to the boss. It feels a little lazy. This one, it's supposed to be climactic. It's like Gale was climactic, Soul of Cinder was climactic, Radigan was climactic, and then they ruined it with Elden Beast. Am I gonna have to put another final boss in F? At the bottom of F? Is it the worst FromSoft boss? It's at least memorable. It's at least memorable. I don't like that the S+ boss is immediately in front of an F boss. It's very annoying for me. Okay, I guess that's it. It doesn't feel great, but I did it. So yeah, this is the final list. This is what I have. This is what I planned for today. Well, actually, I decided to do this, 20 minutes before I started. What is this about? I'm getting messages. Anyway, that's the end of the thing. I'm gonna go eat dinner. And maybe I stream sometime next week, I'm not sure. Got a lot on my plate.